Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode of Money Moods and Money Moves. This episode, as you can see from the title, is on budgeting, or for me, my lack of budgeting. I have never been good at budgeting. I have tried, I've listened to all the big financial gurus from Dave Ramsey to Susie Orman. Now I'm into Anthony O'Neill, Richard Fain, all the big money makers. But I've never been good with budgeting. I like to write things down. I write down what I spent on this, what I spent on that. And listen, I decided that I need to start getting serious about tracking my money. I make money, but when it comes to spending, sometimes I feel like, well, if I'm single, no kids, I really shouldn't restrict myself. So I buy myself whatever I want, whether it's something from the thrift store or something online, Amazon, or any store I walk into. But I need to keep better track, and I do need to start restricting myself, but it's so hard. So, with that being said, every year I buy myself a planner. I found this one on Amazon. And so I started recording my finances and spending in October. It's been hard. I will say this. In October, when I recorded every single thing that I bought, every penny, even if it was a $2 coffee from the gas station, I recorded it. I was floored at how much money I was spending every month, the variable expenses. Now, my non-variable expenses, mortgage, utilities, of course, everything stays the same, except for maybe my water bill, which only varies maybe about $5 to $10 a month. And my electricity, I'm on budget billing, but when it does change, it only varies maybe 10 to 20 bucks. But my variable expenses, my day-to-day, I was floored. I'm just going to show you what I wrote down on a daily basis in October. This is October's daily expenses. I have two debit cards, and whichever card my hand hit, that's the card that I would use. And for the month of October, I spent, where's the number? $2,272.22. That doesn't include the mortgage, utilities, that was all just me swiping my debit card, swiping. Now, I did bring in in the month of October $8,141. So I don't want to say I don't feel it. Well, I didn't feel it. It didn't bother me until the end of the month when I actually added up the numbers. And that was the problem, was that I pretty much waited till the end of the month. I mean, throughout the month, I would write things down, but when I actually added up the numbers at the end of the month, I was floored. I said, Valerie, and I did write down initially what I thought I spent in certain categories. For instance, for groceries, I said, oh, I spent maybe $250 a month. In my head, that's what I thought I spent. I actually spent $409. So I was totally off by over $150. Every category, I was way over. From gas to groceries, dining, entertainment, home, personal, I was basically $1,400 over. So the next month, I did increase my budget in all the categories, just, because maybe I was unrealistic in October. I still was off. I spent so much money, it's ridiculous. I'm just going to fast forward to December and January, because November and December, I was pretty much out of control. But in December, let me go to December and just kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on in December. Let's see. December. I was a little bit better in all of the categories. I spent a total of, let's see here, $1,500 in variable expenses. That's the groceries, the gas, the dining, entertainment. Still way too much. And I did have some non-fixed expenses that I had to pay. I had to pay some property taxes on my rental. I had to pay, I paid my car insurance in one lump sum because I switched policies and switched companies. And also I had some car repair expenses that ended up being $2,055. But my total expenses for the month were $67.53. But I only brought in $6,800 for the month of December. That's because I'm under a contract at my main job, and you get a bonus for working every weekend, but that contract ended beginning of December. So I did not get the bonus for 2 paychecks. Thank goodness it started up again in January. So I missed out on about $1,800 in bonuses for working the weekends in December. But here we are in January. It's January, it just turned January 31st, midnight here. So I did a lot better, I believe, because my mortgage payments are going to go up by $2,500. So I really had to watch my spending this month. It was hard, but I really had to buckle down. So here are my numbers for December. And I'm not one for spreadsheets on the computer. I've never been able to do that. The best I could do is writing things out in a book. So I just have to verbally tell you guys what my numbers are. So I brought in $7,030.23 the month of January. My fixed expenses were $3,013. And my variable expenses, which is groceries, gas, personal, etc., were $1,357.38. So all total, I spent $4,370.44. That's pretty good, I think. I still could do better in the dining and grocery department. Let's see. Well, I was off by $20. I budgeted myself $360 for groceries. I went over by $21 and change. The dining is what got me. I budgeted myself $150, but I actually spent $337. My niece was in town New Year's, and I took her out to dinner, so that's what hit me on that. So I'm gonna stick with this because, like I said, I buy these planners every year, and usually by the third month it gets tossed to the side and I start slacking on recording. So November, December, January, this is the third month, but realizing that I do have money goals, especially when it comes to retirement and the change of times. Things are getting more and more expensive. I really do need to watch my spending. So I'm going to stick with this. Let's see if I can at least do 6 months. And hopefully it becomes a habit for me that I keep track of my spending and actually curb my spending. So I'm feeling optimistic. That's my mood right now, is feeling a little bit actually a lot optimistic, about my money, my future with my money, and my money moves, of course, tighten up. And the problem the past maybe 2 months, or when I first started this, was that I would wait till the end of the month to look at the numbers. And maybe once or twice during the month, I would just kind of look and write stuff down. But I think I need to do weekly check-ins with myself and actually look at the numbers and see if I'm going over budget when it comes to groceries, gas, dining, gifts, and that's another thing. I don't know if you guys have this problem, is I always feel like I have to give to someone or give more than what I initially thought I would give. For example, this past weekend, I went to Georgia for a cousin's surprise birthday party. I had intended to give her some Bath and Body Works that I had here, just extra stuff, put it in a little basket with tissue paper and give her that, but I forgot it. So I figured, well, when I get there, I'll just get a card and give her like maybe the money equivalent, maybe, $40 or something like that, put it in a card for her. But when I got there and we're just chit-chatting, and she was telling me about her health issues and this and that, and she told me that she didn't have a blood pressure cuff. So what do? Immediately, I go on Amazon and order her a blood pressure cuff. But then I thought, well, you can't use that as a birthday gift. You still gotta, give her the money that you intended. But then when I get home, of course, I didn't give her the money equivalent of what the Bath and Body Works gift would have been. I sent her $50. So right there, I went over what I had in mind I was going to give. And a cousin drove with me, and we go to the gas station because it was kind of late coming back, and I needed gas, and I went in, got a snack or whatever, and she was going to get a snack. And I'm like, okay, I'll get it. I always feel like I have to pay for somebody or give more than what I intend to give. I don't know how to say no or just keep my mouth shut, y'all, and let people handle their own, finances and their own. Anyway, drop down and let me know if you guys are like that or how you guys handle it when you give gifts. But anyway, money mood, I'm optimistic. Money moves, I'm going to continue to keep track in my planner. I am going to check in with myself weekly to see if I'm going over my budget. And maybe once I get used to my budget, maybe even lowering the threshold on some things such as dining and groceries, so that, I can start restricting myself, because as a single woman with no kids, I'm one of those that thinks that, I don't want to say I deserve, but I have no problem spending money on myself. Whether it's something at the thrift store, yes, I go to thrift stores, or whether it's ordering online. If I feel like I see something I want online, I'm going to order it. So anyway, those are my money moods and my money moves. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions for me, drop down in the comment section. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. I need more subscribers, y'all. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you maybe in a few days. We'll talk about, I have an appointment with a financial advisor. So I'll be talking about that soon. My appointment is next month. So yeah, we'll be talking about financial planning for the future and where I am and where I want to be. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good evening.